Welcome to the Path of Least Resistance, episode 22. My name is Versailles, and today we're going to be going over the 6.5 star weekly adventure for the week of September 3rd, 2024. Actually, it's the week of September 2, 2024, but whatever. The special rules on this one are Sliver of Divinity. Round start, the foe draws a unit, then grants their units in hand +2/+2, and Broken Blade. When the player plays a card, increase the cost of other copies of it everywhere by 2, and of course Deadly. Because of Broken Blade, you actually lose the opportunity to play most of the champions. Pretty much everything is impacted by that. For example, Jinx, you use a bunch of Pow-Pows, you can't do that. Something like Aatrox is probably fun. Nico, you want to play a bunch of Nico. Yeah, and normally you're looking for your control champions anyway. If you have Aurelion Soul, of course you can always drop him. Broken Blade doesn't impact him at all. Can't use Annie, because you want to cast a bunch of Dreadway Chase Guns, or Warning Shots, I guess. Lilia plays her spell repeatedly. Nora might be a good option if you ever leveled up a little, maybe Vex. Jace might be okay if he was leveled. I'm going to use Yasuo, because it makes the most sense. And here we're going to substitute in... We should keep Banshee's Veil, it's probably fine. So Banshee's Veil, Everfrost, and Tempest Blade is what we're going to go with for this one. And that is the Raw Weekly Adventure. And we're going to go into Lissandra. So for our starting power, of course we do want Hold It. Sorcery's not bad. Overwhelm is okay. If we don't get any of that, we can take a few Blink Strike. It's probably good for this video anyway, because you can always reroll into it. And the first enemy is going to be Battlesmith. His power is Finest Demacian Steel. When the foe summons an elite, grant it +2/+2. Alright, and we're going to keep Concussive Palm in hand and Steel Tempest. I have no idea what these fights look like, so these will be pretty good protection, and because of that we can't play anything round 1. We can play this Blade Scout, because we'll still have 4 mana.
If I didn't forge it, you won't want it.
It looks like we're dealing... It didn't draw a Staunch Defender, so I mean that's nice. Giant Cythria, Vanguard Defender. Here we can Concussive Palm now, or we can wait until they attack. Either way, our goal is just going to be killing our unit. Might have been better if I did the Nahori Blade Scout there, but I mean overall, probably doesn't matter. And I'm going to play... I'll keep Blast Cone for round 4 or 6. So here, if we drop Yasuo, he won't level up. That's kind of okay, because then he can level up at the start of the next round. But I actually think a better way might be to just play a passing move here like Shadow Assassin. Unfortunately, makes our other Shadow Assassins more costly. And we can just attack for 3 here. Plays another Battlesmith. Idea here is that he's not going to open attack. Probably. Yeah, so he plays a card, and since he plays a card, we can drop Yasuo on a bigger board.
I will follow this path until the end. I do alright. No cure for
We hardly remove anything there, but I guess that's fine. And we'll go ahead and Steel Tempest this. This will increase the cost of our other Steel Tempest, which is frustrating for sure, but that's what we're dealing with. And here we can slowly whittle down our opponent's board. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the Battlesmith and the highest cost unit. They do hit us with single combat, but because we have Banshee's Veil, we're not worried about that.
Ready for deployment.
We can go ahead and attack here.
Demacian steel protects me. Our ancestors are watching.
And we've removed most of their board, but they still have way too many cards in hand. We have way too few cards in our deck. So hopefully we can win next round.
Injustice. Soldiers to me.
They play Cythria, we don't want to deal with that, we could will. Another thing we could have done is if we willed twice, this would have been cost increased. And so that would have saved us a little bit. We can go ahead and drop second Yone here.
Or does it follow?
Our opponent is unlikely to attack. The only thing that we're not concerned about anything. They can't single combat if they don't have any cards on the board. Easy win. Again, we do want Hold It. That really reduces the amount of stuns that we have to play over time. So, yeah. If this ends up being hard, one thing I would suggest is probably to just kill the first guy and restart until you get Hold It. Or something similarly good. Out of rerolls here, so we have to be kind of careful in what we take. I don't think Star Spring will ever win us the game because I don't think we're ever going to take damage that isn't lethal. And the Vile Feast has a draw, and it also creates a unit, so that might be good. And Get Excited here also creates a unit, but it forces us to discard a card. So I think we're going to go with the least package here. Brood Awakening can also make 3 blockers. And we can go through Marai Songstress. I don't know which one was worse. Just making guesses here. Keep the Fade Blade Twirler and Yone. Probably would have been better to get rid of Yone there, but I didn't. Because we don't have 2 stuns, we just have our 1 Steel Tempest. Because of that, we're going to drop Fade Blade Twirler so he can start growing. Hopefully nothing bad happens to him along the way. I do think Marai Songstress does have the ability to remove, but I can't remember how at the moment. And we'll go ahead and play a Shadow Assassin. This is effectively the same for us as holding the Steel Tempest. Nope, holding the Steel Tempest was better. As we get hit with the Tidal Wave. And here we're going to take 25 damage. We could block 8 of it or 9 of it, but might get rid of our unit anyway later. Go ahead and block 9 of it, and then just take 16 instead. Not healthy, for sure. Every card draws a card. Gonna go ahead and Vile Feast here. This will just give us a blocker for next round. And same as last time, we're gonna go ahead and get our cards removed. We're gonna go ahead and skip turn and hope that they play another unit at the start of their turn. How do they have so many cards in hand with a full board? This is ridiculous. So they do play another card, which lets us drop Yasuo in the same way as before. Because of Enfeebling Strike, everything that gets hit is reduced in power. Double Hold It, still better.
I do alright.
Counter Kelp Maidens with Navori Blade Scout. We have too many cards in hand, and not really a good way to play any of them. Tempted to pass here. They'll play Elise as a passing move.
I don't fight.
Because they could drop something bigger. And then we'll go ahead and get rid of these two units.
Found you, Yone. Turn back while you can. No cure. I face my fate. Your turn.
We can just attack here. Elise won't be blockable because we're challenging the only thing that Fearsome wouldn't hit.
Why are you here?
And they play Infinity spells.
So pretty.
Even I have good.
Yasuo is fine here because of the spell shield.
I do all right. Honor.
Do lose Yone, but
Worth both our
that's
lives.
fine, I guess. And they're out of mana here, so we want to recall one of them. We can do that with Yone, but Yone might be better in 2 rounds, because I don't think we're winning next round. Could do something like Rude Awakening. I think I'm going to play Devoted Council here. And if they attack, then we get to use Steel Tempest, which is our cheapest method of removal at the moment.
Cure.
In doing this, we will be able to get an open attack next round, which will be pretty good. It's not going to be game winning, but it's not bad.
Blade never gets any lighter.
We could use a bite.
Do have second Yasuo in hand in case they have a way to remove our current Yasuo. If they do that, we're kind of boned, but you know, that's life. They are also running out of... Nope, they're generating more cards than they spent, okay. They were running out of cards and now they have more cards. Not fully convinced how that worked. So Winter's Breath will make it so that we can't take advantage of Yasuo's Strike. I think I can just replay it though if we will it now. I think we just have to eat it. We do have 12 mana, so we're not really concerned about anything. Drop Yone here.
I do all right.
And we'll take this 2 damage.
No cure.
Okay, so Marai, Great Mother is what's creating more cards in the deck. I would like to kill them, but I'm not sure how. We can stun 1, we can will 1. That's only 2. So I don't think we can win this round, but we can challenge 1. But we don't have Overwhelm.
doesn't get you the rope.
Mommy.
Yeah, that's great. They didn't play a unit, so we can attack.
One step closer to redemption.
We'll take Guile. It's another stun. We'll get a Solitary Monk here and remove our worst card. I think it's actually Brood Awakening. And we go into Unscarred Reaver. Their power is Proving Grounds. Those units have +3/+0. Game start, the foe summons the Scar Grounds. I don't think Scar Grounds will matter too much once Yasuo is on the board, because we have Enfeebling Strike, so we should be able to keep their damage down overall. We'll keep Steel Tempest and Concussive Palm in hand. I suspect this deck will have like a lot of Ice Shards. Since they didn't start with the unit in play, we're just going to go ahead and drop Beyblade Twirler.
I've got this.
We might take some damage from the Unscarred Reaver. I think that's okay. We also do have Guile, so we could stun one ahead of time. That does make our other Guile cost more, which is something we have to be concerned about. And here we can Concussive Palm ahead of time. This way we can block the Unscarred Reaver if we want. We don't want to, but we could.
Now we've got the upper hand.
Here, if we draw up Yasuo, he'll clean the board. I'm kind of curious what our opponents will do. I don't think they'll open attack next round, but this is fine enough to drop into. This is already 6 units on board.
For your fight. No one is promised tomorrow. My kind of legend.
Here's our chance.
Even I have good.
I've got this.
I was afraid they might have another Unscarred Reaver.
Face me.
I'm ready. Maybe. Ow! My first scar.
Now we've got the upper hand.
Here's the Witcher's Claw.
So here we can drop Navori Blade Scout when our opponent attacks. We can steal Tempest. These two are Scar units. We can block this guy over here, and then we kind of have to take this damage. Could block the Feral Mystic with Yasuo, seems fine. But if we block here, we probably we'll end up at 1. 1 is alive.
Haseki! I do all right. Even I have good.
My first scar.
Underestimate me. I dare you.
And if they have Ice Shards, it'll kill you Yasuo, but that's fine, because the Beyblade Twirler is enough.
One step closer to redemption.
We always take Windswept Hillhawk. So you have a choice between Smooth, Soloist, and the Shop. Because we want a power, we're going to go through Smooth Soloist. We don't get what we want here, but we can take Gearing Up. That'll give us some defenders. Dragon's Rage could be interesting also. It's Yasuo's 4-star power, so presumably it's pretty good on him. Every time he kills something, he'll get a little bit stronger. Let's try it. It might be a mistake over having 2 more blockers. And we can get rid of our worst card here. I think is Devoted Council, but we draw it at start. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Blast Code Seedling. Everything else draws.
Fight for the
We go into
first
Irelia,
land.
whose power is Infinite Blade Waltz. When they Blade Dance, they also attack with their strongest unit, and it gets +1/+1. Irelia can attack like 3 times around, so this makes her really strong. And also, stuns don't work too well on her because she'll just automatically Blade Dance with it anyway. We're going to keep Elise in hand so that we can draw into Yasuo. And ideally we get a Will of Ionia so we can send Irelia back to their hand. That is one way that we can deal with that. Because even if she's stunned, she can still attack. And noting that, we're going to go ahead and Vile Feast here.
Shoulder set.
Here's Ribbon Dancer, and she
Plant that
attacks.
lead foot. Don't worry.
We take
Dance
5.
this 100 times. Everything's better with company.
And next round we're going to take an enormous amount of damage. We're definitely taking whatever Flawless Duet's doing.
My hands are shaking. Then hold on to mine.
We'll face them together.
Yeah, we can't stop this, we're just dead. Even if we stun here, it's going to attack. She still has an attack token. She has elusives. We're just dead.
By a thread.
We needed to be at full life going into that, so I probably should have healed at the healer. Yeah, this hopefully will be a little bit better. We have more stuns in hand this time. As soon as we get to play the game, we're gonna be okay.
Shoulder set. Blade sharpened. Plant that lead foot. Don't worry. I've danced this 100 times. Shoulder set. Blade sharpened. Plant that lead foot. Don't worry. I've danced this 100 times.
How'd you do that?
And again here, like, kinda doesn't matter if we stun anything. We might have Blossoming Blade as well. Stun the elusive.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
Stun the other elusive.
We fill it.
You're gonna take 22. It's gonna Blade Dance. I think that's too much damage and I think we die. Yeah,
You cannot
it's just one too many, even with plus 10 hit points. Unfortunate. Alright, we're gonna try this again, and hopefully we'll draw or get a better power next time. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.